Hello, I'm Norman Kincaid from Deepwater Baptist Church, and it's Father's Day. Well, hey, something to celebrate, Father's Day. Isn't it great to have something to focus on and enjoy in the middle of all this despair and frustration that's going on around us? I know, there'll be a few of you cynics out there who say, oh, it's just a commercial marketing thing, and now the shops are open, it's a good excuse to sell cards and some tacky gifts. Okay, I hear that, but isn't it, despite that, a really good chance to be able to celebrate either being a father or celebrating your father or grandfather or being appreciated by your kids on once a year when we can make a special effort? It's the same as when we celebrate mothers earlier in the year, so it's not a gender thing or anything like that. But let's really get into the spirit of Father's Day today and appreciate our dads. As Christians, we use the word father a lot. To be honest, I probably use the word father much more frequently in church-related things, ever more than I do in my family or at work. We do seem to use the word father a lot in our conversations and prayers at church, don't we? And in the Bible, my translation tells me that the word father appears as many as 1,480 times throughout the Bible. Well, father is a very, very important word to us as Christians. I guess the place we're most familiar with it is the beginning of the prayer that Jesus taught when he was explaining to his disciples how they should pray. And it starts with the words, Our Father. Our Father. So if he's our Father, that means we're all related to each other. There's a scary thought for Father's Day. But importantly, Jesus is suggesting that God is our Father as much as he is Jesus' Father. So that means we're related to Jesus too. So how does that work then? What's that about? Well, let's go right back to the beginning. In the book of Genesis, the first book in the Bible, right back in chapter 1 and verses 26-27, we read these words. Then God said, let's make human beings in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and the livestock and over all the earth and the creatures in it. So God created humans in his own image. In the image of God he created them, both male and female. So God is our Father because he created us. And what's more, not only did he create us, but we look like him. We're in his image. Reminds me, how often do you say when you've seen a newborn baby, oh, doesn't he look like his dad? Or, oh, he's got his dad's ears. Or she's got her dad's eyes. Well, that's a bit like God being our Father. We're made in his image. We are intended to be like him. That's how he made us when he fathered us. We're all his children. Whatever race, whatever gender, whatever background, whatever. God made each of us in his own image. And humans were special to him. He put us in a position of authority over the rest of his creation, to look after it, to have responsibility for it, to care for it. He didn't do that for anything else. So we are special to God. He is our Father and we are his children. So what sort of father is he then? Well, as we all know, sometimes we don't always behave like our Father would have liked us to. I'm sure we've all got some memories, haven't we, of when our fathers were upset with us or angry with us for perhaps not doing what we wanted them or that he wanted us to do. And I guess if we've got children, then we know that they don't always behave and do exactly the things that we would like them to. And it's no different in our relationship with our God as our Father. Jesus told a story, didn't he, which we now call the prodigal son, and you can find it to read it in Luke chapter 15. It's a story about two brothers and their relationship with their dad. One of the sons left, took all his share of the money just to do selfishly what he desired, and that upset his family. It upset his father and his brother and all the others. But then we read that when that son got himself into deep trouble and decided to go home, to face the music with his family and with his dad, we read this in verse 20 of that chapter of Luke. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. That's the sort of father God is for us. Yes, I know, for some folk, perhaps your relationship with your father has been difficult or downright bad. And this idea of celebrating fathers is very difficult or even impossible for you. But I do just want to say that God is always a good father. Even if you feel distant and a long way from him, he desperately wants you to come and back to find him. And he will be good to you. That's in his nature. God is good all the time. Another key thing is how Jesus watched and learned from his Father. In John's Gospel, chapter 5 and verse 19, we read, Jesus said this, "I tell you the truth, the Son can do nothing by himself. He can only do what he sees his Father doing, because whatever the Father does, the Son also does. For the Father loves the Son and shows him all he does." Even when Jesus faced difficulties, when he was going to be arrested, tried, crucified, Jesus spoke to his daddy. He called him Abba, which means daddy, and said, "Not what I will, but what you will." He was obedient to his father's wishes. Why? Because he trusted his dad knew best. He trusted his father in all things, and he knew that what his father wanted would be good for him because he loved him. So, for us Christians, thinking about our Father who is God, I believe it's all about relationship. Just before teaching his disciples how to pray, Jesus said to them, "Your Father knows what you need even before you ask him." God is not an overbearing, authoritative Father. No, much rather, he's a caring, loving, forgiving, teaching, leading, protecting, guiding, inspiring, good Father. And he would love to hear from you this Father's Day. Even if it's been a long time, perhaps never, that you've come to God and called him Daddy, called him Father. Just put aside some time to come, to spend with him, to speak to him, and to hear his voice. We'll make today a special day, that this Father's Day can be the day that you come to meet God as your Father and experience all the good things that he has in store for you. So enjoy Father's Day with the family, enjoy your children or your grandchildren, give lots of love to your dads and your granddads, but above all celebrate that God is our Father and he loves you. God bless you all. Bye-bye for now.